You got your highest sneakers on.
And we are back on Morning Scramble, Northern Arizona. We have with us a choreographer, dancer, and fitness instructor, Mary Heller. We were talking about the kind of exercise that you do with BeMoved, and it looks like it's just beautiful dance.
It is. It's all dance choreography in different tempos, different directions, so that it does still challenge your brain, but at the same time it doesn't overwhelm you too much.
Nice. And the challenge the brain thing, because I know with depression, things like that, they say if you know, moving exercise can make a difference.
Well, there's dopamine. You know, the minute you get your heart to a certain point, after about a half an hour, there's dopamine. This is an hour-long class, and that helps your brain immediately with that stuff. That's true with a lot of modalities, you know. And so then, up to the 76% part I talked about, that study, if you see on my website, you'll read, is 76% more than tennis, swimming, Sudoku, and crosswords.
Wow, and you don't even hardly get sweaty.
Yeah, I mean, you can. I mean, you can, you know, but it just depends on how much you want to do. And you can control that. So you can do as little as you want with it or as much as you want.
And we have some demonstrations we just showed, so that's nice to see a group doing that. Where can people find BeMoved and do this kind of exercise, Mary?
You can either go to my website, marychoreographer.com, or you could go to the BeMoved website, so bemoved-dance.com, go to Find a Class, go to Arizona, and right now, this is the only place in Arizona where it's being offered, is Prescott and Prescott Valley, but eventually I'm going to get it down to Phoenix.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Now, you also do something else called realignment. It sounds chiropractic. What is that?
Well, it's actually called Heller Alignment Practice.
Okay.
Before we do that, though, really quick, I wanted to say, you can do BeMoved sitting. So I just wanted to say that right now I'm working with people at an assisted living home, and you can do that sitting as well. So that's all I wanted to say.
Which is good at the desk. You were talking about doing things at work. So
yes, I mean, sometimes I've had people who have taken some of the movement we've done during class, and they joke with me, and they go, oh, I did that at my desk. I'm like, great.
And you can do it without music.
You can. You really can. Okay. The music is really, but that's on your own.
Yes, conducive. Yes.
That's on your own, yeah.
Exactly. Okay.
So Heller Alignment Practice, hence my last name's Heller. It means brighter in German. But Heller Alignment Practice basically is taking a floor bar, which is taking ballet movement exercises and putting it on the floor. So you're really on your back mostly, and you're learning without any doubt, because you have the floor as a tool to feel where your absolute smallest core muscles are. Because a lot of us just think this is it. This is not all your core. It's your serratus anterior muscles, it's your adductors and your abductors. And to find those muscles is really hard for a lot of people. So I have 3 phases, meaning 3 hours worth, and you can do the first hour, come back, maybe do the second hour, depending on how far you want to go with it. Because I incorporate 4 floor bars I have trained in for years, and I've made it into a sequence that really makes it click with people. And it's people who are athletes, people who are in sports. I've done this with gymnasts, football players. Walter Payton of the Chicago Bears used to do 2 weeks of hardcore ballet intensive work, not just on the floor for floor bar, but at the bar, because it made him run faster. It aligned his legs.
Interesting. So not just balance, but
oh no, yeah, no.
Alignment
is very mysterious for people. You can find it in a lot of great modalities out there. You know, some of the yoga, Reiki, somatic work. But this is also just another way then to find it, that maybe for some people they've just never been able to quite find the deeper, small. These are small muscle groups. They don't want to do the work.
All right,
they
but
don't
they're there,
but
because
they're
you
there.
can pull them.
Yeah, because they don't want to do the work. Exactly. So this is more about finding them, really knowing where they are, conditioning just them without the bigger muscles working at all, and learning how to relax the bigger muscles as you work the little muscles.
Okay, can you show us just a little bit?
I'll show you just a little bit.
Because obviously I know you don't want to get down on the floor.
I could get down on the floor, I wouldn't mind. But I'll just tell you, after the floor work, we do stand up and we start walking with our new muscles working.
To feel it.
To feel it. Okay. And that's when a lot of the light bulbs do actually go off for a lot of people who aren't athletes especially. And I just love that because I've taught this in universities, I've taught to professionals, I've taught to people who have never done anything in their life fitness-wise, and they're just starting, and they don't want to get hurt, you know.
Is this something you came up with since you're calling it Heller?
Yeah, I've been doing
alignment?
it for 25 years, and I've been calling it floor bar, and I just said, you know what, I need to call it something, because nobody knows what floor bar is.
Right.
You know, except in the dance
Unless
field.
they're professionals.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
So we get up, we walk with it. The other thing we do, if you can imagine your skeleton and your hip bones, the front part where you can feel them stick out, lined up with the middle part of your patella, your knees, lined up between your second to third toe space. Now that requires what's called an ultra parallel position. I won't get into it too much here, but I'm just going to get into that position, and then I'm going to use my small muscle groups to do this. And as I do it, there's work going on within the core, and it doesn't look like there is, but there is, and as opposed to something like this. I'm exaggerating. But if you're not aligned and you're walking or hopping or jumping or running slightly, even slightly, so not aligned with your hips, knees, and feet, especially, which affects your spine, affects your tailbone. So if it's going up and down a lot, I'm not talking about the natural curve, but a lot, you're going to have problems eventually.
You're going to hurt.
Yeah. And so what this does is it really, that's one little thing, one little exercise I do at the end.
Sure.
We get to it usually at the end of it.
This is fascinating, and unfortunately we're out of time, but again, you teach this alignment as well.
I do, and I do it on request right now, but I can do it as a continual class if somebody wants that.
Okay, and they contact you?
They can just contact me on the website. Right. It's
either
different from
exercise dance or alignment, or both.
Yep.
Mary Heller, so wonderful to have you join us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sandy. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, Mary. Thanks so much.